Normal Friday.
What?
It's a victory.
Let's
Friday.
go!
It's a victory Friday. Welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show. I am Anthony Totri. We got Erik Ruby here.
I'm finally going to do this.
We got DJ Danielle behind the Mac. We got a whole hell of a lot to talk about today. So hit that like button. Leave a 5-star review. Let us know what you enjoy about this podcast. But Erik, you know what I enjoy about this podcast?
What do you
specifically?
Enjoy? What?
Just take a guess, man. Just take a guess. I want you to really buckle up.
What you enjoy about this podcast specifically?
Specifically, because it is Friday.
Oh, like today's podcast.
Specifically Friday.
We got a lot of good news to go through.
I mean, we do got a lot of good news, but this isn't just any show.
Okay.
This is the PHNX Sun Devils show. Shout out OG's Brands, guys.
That's right.
The official sponsor of Flavoring Fridays. OG's, not your average cannabis-infused gummy. They absolutely knock it out of the park when it comes to flavor, and the effects of their gummies are a total slam dunk as well. Head on over to ogsbrands.com to see their full lineup, including their two newest gummies, the OG's Naturals and the Big OG's, and find out where you can purchase. Look, we're going to be talking Arizona State basketball at a certain point today because there wasn't a post game last night. We got hot or not because it is Friday, but I want to kick things off with the recent good news that Kenny Dillingham and company have received over just the last little bit. Two big transfers coming to Arizona State, literally big, right? Starting with Josh Atkins transferring over from Hawaii to Arizona State. This is a guy that was an offensive tackle at Houston, at Hawaii, and he's a massive dude. Massive dude. His Houston roster has him listed at 6'4", 315 pounds. This is a unit of an offensive lineman who adds some significant depth for Arizona State.
Look, talked about it a lot, that programs get flipped, programs get better. Not a lot of the times because of all the skill position players, it starts in the trenches first, right? And then everything else follows. And I remember at the beginning of all this transfer portal madness, everybody was going, where's the offensive lineman? Where's the offensive lineman? Where's the offensive lineman? Here are your freaking offensive linemen, man. And I'm pumped. Like, it's nice to just see everything start to really come together.
Yeah.
Like, this is not the first offensive lineman that they got. I'm sure it's not going to be the last because KD and the boys are just freaking cooking in there, man. They're cooking.
And Atkins, a kid that you bring up the fact that, yes, he was at Houston. Yes, he was at Hawaii, but he was a Texas high school kid.
What a surprise.
Huge. The Texas to Tempe pipeline continues to produce. That's exactly kind of the staple of Brian Carrington and Rashad Samples from what we've seen, right, is their specialty is going out in the Big 12 country, getting some of those guys, right? Like, that is absolutely a staple of the type of player that Arizona State is wanting to add because they know what successful high school looks like, and that is exactly what they're doing in Texas. And I think, again, one big part of Arizona State versus other teams, right? Insert Oregon, insert Washington, whatever. You see the size in the trenches has been an issue for Arizona State. And not just the Sun Devils, but it's been an issue for a lot of teams that try and compete at a high level with some of these schools.
The reason why Colorado just basically stumbled out to the end of the season was because at the end of the day, they couldn't protect anybody. They couldn't get any time for their quarterback. Like, that was a really big deal with Colorado. And that's why you saw them focus a lot on trying to get offensive linemen. I've always said it in the NFL and college football, if I have to build a team from scratch and I have to start and just say one part of my team has to be like elite, I get to pick like one elite, one good, one mediocre, one bad. I'm going offensive line elite every single time. You have to, because nothing else really works. And we saw it this season. See how many quarterbacks got injured? Part of that's because of the offensive line. And
you're right.
It's not exactly the offensive line's fault because they all got injured as well, and you can't really control that or prepare for that or train against that. But I'm loving it. And you look at, obviously he didn't play at Houston. He had one season in Hawaii. But if we want to go back to Texas, which Texas high school football, sometimes you look at high school football stats and it doesn't really translate that well.
Yeah.
Texas is one of the ones where you can feel pretty confident about it. First team All-District 5A as a senior in 2020. His team averaged 257.6 rushing yards per game and 8.7 yards per carry in Texas. Like, that is insane.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
That's insane.
And I don't know if this kid's going to come in and start right away, but even regardless, you're adding depth to an offensive line that didn't have that last season, that didn't have really enough guys at one point to turn around on the sideline and be like, hey, you're in, next man up. Quite literally, there was a point in the year where they didn't. And now you're adding depth and you're adding size. A guy that, played a lot at Hawaii. You mentioned the fact that he didn't necessarily play at Houston. So you are getting a guy that does have some game experience.
He played in 13 games last season for Hawaii, and he was starting for them. And so even if he doesn't start here, that's fine, because he probably is coming here understanding kind of what his role is and wanting to play here. And offensive line, even without injuries, guys get tired. You got to rotate guys in and out throughout the game. And to have somebody, whether he starts or not, especially if he doesn't, who's waiting and sitting there and can be like, okay, I know what is expected if I am starting.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. The depth is a huge deal. And Sharon even says it. Imagine having depth on the offensive line. We don't really have to imagine that much anymore. It's not completely there yet, but it is so much better than where it was, 3 weeks ago.
Took a step in a massive direction, but it's not just Atkins that Kenny and the boys
added. I'm pumped about this one,
The next one is really the one that I was tweeting about last night, right? Is you've got Cole Martin, former Oregon defensive back, transferring to Arizona State. He announced on social media just a little bit ago. This is a kid, a local kid, right?
Basha.
Played at Basha High School, and he was the number one cornerback in the 2023 class in the state of Arizona. And just a year removed from that, he is an Arizona State Sun Devil. And before we get into the excitement of it, he's a 4-star kid. Right, coming out of high school. And I just want to read you all of the schools that recruited him coming out of high school, okay? Alabama, Arizona, Arizona State, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Duke, Florida, FAU, Florida State, Georgia, Idaho, Iowa State, Kansas, Louisville, LSU, Michigan State, Nebraska, Nevada, NAU, Notre Dame, Ole Miss, San Jose State, Stanford, Tennessee, Texas, Texas A&M, UCLA, USC, Oregon, Washington, West Virginia, and Wisconsin.
That's it?
Is that good?
That's all of them.
Huh.
Isn't that crazy?
Ain't that something?
And he's at Arizona State.
I mean, look, and he was offered by Arizona State before. Obviously, he heads up to Oregon, and now the pipeline's leading right back here. It's another win for Kenny, not just right here, right now, is, okay, your corner depth is going to be extremely improved. He's going to come in. He's going to start. Like, that's great. It's also the fact that he's a local guy. He was the top guy here locally. And sure, maybe it took him a little bit, but he saw what was going on here.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to go from Oregon to Arizona State. I'm going back home. I'm going to play for Kenny Dillingham. And I'm so excited.
He's starting.
I'm so excited.
He's a starter.
And that's probably why we saw some movement in the transfer portal yesterday.
Yes. No.
And so I'm ready, dude. Can football season start tomorrow? Like, I'm ready. I'm ready to run through a wall.
The best part about this is Cole Martin, when he entered the transfer portal, it was kind of a surprise to everybody at Oregon, at least from a fan perspective, because Cole Martin was expected to see his role elevate in year 2 under Dan Lanning. This is a kid that, unlike some of the other transfers that we're talking about, like that we've seen from the ASU secondary, right? Mainly those guys are dudes that have kind of fell back on the depth chart on the roster that maybe necessarily haven't got their opportunity yet. Cole Martin was playing games at Oregon. Okay, Cole Martin wasn't a guy that redshirted his freshman season and didn't see the field. He played last year at Oregon and was expected next year to have a significant impact for that Oregon defense. So it's a massive hit for them. But for Arizona State, you look specifically where I see him fitting in is you talk about Jordan Clark leaving for Notre Dame, that leadership perspective, that nickel corner spot, right? I think Cole Martin is a plug-and-play starter at that nickel spot, and you almost don't even have to worry about it at this point.
No.
Because he's phenomenal in coverage.
I mean, I'm ready for it. You want to hear something else that makes it incredible that he's leaving Oregon and coming to Arizona State?
Let's hear it.
Would you like to know who the cornerback coach at Oregon is? Oh, that would be his father.
That's crazy.
His father is the cornerbacks coach at Oregon. He was ready to have an increased role on a team that fighting for a college football playoff spot basically every year.
Wild.
And he says, screw that, I'm coming here.
Come on, home.
Here.
Home.
Guys, that, like, we've said it so many times. It's almost, at this point, a little bit too repetitive, but that is such a win for Kenny Dillingham and just the way that players are going to look at this program. If you don't think that this is going to get more eyes here, I don't know what to tell you, because it is. Like, again, the number one player in the state at his position when he was here, right? He was one of the best in the country because he's one of the best in the state. You know a lot of guys from that class. You play on 7-7s, 11-11s. You go and you do drills and you do camps and you do all of that. And I'm sure this guy's known as one of those dudes at a big school. Oregon's a big school.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm coming to Arizona State after the season they had last season.
Yeah, that's the big part for me, right? Is you get some of these guys, specifically Cole Martin is going to be your blue chip guy that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Him and Raleek Brown are your two guys that you've gotten that you're like, okay, these are the staples of Arizona State's transfer class thus far, right? One on offense, one on defense. You expect them to contribute immediately, but the fact that you went out and got an Oregon defensive back who, again, was going to contribute immediately next season, and you're getting it coming off of a 3-9 season is just ridiculous to me. The level of work that this coaching staff put in, the relationships and the ability to relate to these players to go out and get impact guys, right? You see programs all over, and not to say that Arizona State hasn't done this with some of their incoming transfers, but you're going out and getting transfers, and there are guys that you get that are just like, okay, they're depth pieces, right? They're guys that you expect to play situational players. Cole Martin is quite literally a dude that you're adding to your defense that is going to start. He is going to start for the Arizona State defense, and he is going to be an impact player. He had one interception last year in his freshman season. Do you know who that interception came against? The Arizona State Sun Devils. Cam Scadaboo, his teammate, is actually the one who threw him that interception. Like, I can't emphasize enough the impact of a transfer like this, because it signifies, again, to all of the kids here in Arizona, to all of the kids that left Arizona to go out and play at Oregon, Ohio State, Georgia. You don't have to leave, right? You can come be successful here at Arizona State. And that's why not only is it great to see, but it is so important that Cole Martin really does have a really, really strong season next year, is so that it furthers that idea. It furthers that agenda that if you are an Arizona kid, you can come be successful and play football at a really high level here in the Valley. And now you get a whole new slate of competition moving to the Big 12. This defense just got a whole hell of a lot better with Cole Martin announcing that he's transferring to Arizona State.
Let's not undersell this, okay? You can call us homers, whatever the hell you want to call us, okay? What's happening at Arizona State and what their plan is working. What they want to do is working. The relationships that they're building is working, okay? We still have to wait to see the product on the field, but so far, every single box that needs to be checked is getting checked.
Yeah.
This dude, as a true freshman, played in all 14 games for Oregon last season. All 14 games. That's special. That's special as a true freshman to play every single game at any major college athletic program. That's special.
Mm-hmm.
He does need to perform. He needs to have a good season, but it's hard for me to sit here and imagine that not happening. And maybe I'm sitting here with maroon-colored glasses and thinking, okay, everything's going to be great, whatever. Like, this is, I'm not bullshitting here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sitting here just because this is the ASU podcast and I'm like, oh yeah, everything is great because it's ASU and why wouldn't it be? Like, legitimately.
Yeah.
This is incredible for the program, for the coaching staff, for the other players around it. I'm sure everybody who's playing with him is going to be absolutely pumped.
Yeah.
Like, this is the type of guy, again, he's not a 5-star, but he's close.
He's 4-star.
He's close.
He's close. Take away the stars. Take away the stars. we talk about high school football a lot on this show and the importance of where you are coming from.
Yeah.
Right? Where you played high school football, and not specifically focusing too hard on Basha, but you regionally look at Arizona high school football, compare it to Texas, compare it to California, right? Compare it to Florida and some of those other states, right? Those 4 states, Texas, Arizona, California, and Florida, to me, are probably the best when it comes to high school football. Right.
Arizona's been rising up the ranks, honestly, at an incredible rate the last 5-10 years. Like, when I was in high school here, Arizona high school football was not like, wow, what a state to come out of.
But now this kid was the number one cornerback in that class.
Being number one in your class, in your state, no matter what state, is extremely impressive. But for Arizona, which is like blossoming as a high school football hot spot. Like this place is legitimately where a ton of incredible talent is coming from. You even look like a kid like Deuce Robinson. Like, there are incredible players coming out of the state on a regular basis.
Absolutely.
And that's why, again, after all of this, even before this happened, a year ago when Kenny was getting hired and the plan was to keep kids in state and to bring all of the best high school coaches from in-state here to ASU. Your Jason Mons, you already had Jashawn Iguanos. Like, it's a plan that was supposed to work, and now it is working. Yeah. And if they can really make here in Texas, their homes for recruiting, and now you're in the Big 12, the recipe for success, the path, the road, it's paved, it's there. You just have to walk down it. You just can't screw it up.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to screw it up.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple of comments I want to get to, sharing in the chat. I've seen nothing but love from Oregon fans when players come here because so many of them really support Dilly. That has said so much to me about how awesome Dillingham is. Yeah, this is not the first Oregon guy that Dilly's been able to get. He got Bram Walden last offseason. And I, as long as Dilly has, those connections and relationships, I really do feel like Arizona State is in a prime spot to continue adding. And that kind of goes with what Short Bus said. You can call me a homer. I don't care. I haven't seen a class like this in a while. And it's a stepping stone to building this team for the future. Local 25s will be in. Yeah.
100%.
This is not just about the class of 2024. This isn't just about now, but kind of what Short Bus had mentioned and what I said, right? This signifies across the state a trend, a move. Something is happening in Arizona at Arizona State that you can come be a part of. And it's exciting. It's an exciting time.
Again, let's go back to the homer thing, right? We have sat up here multiple times, and when shit ain't sweet, we don't say it's not sweet. Like, we're not like, oh, it's great, everything's fine, don't worry about it. Like, when they got their doors,
how we talk when we were talking about it?
I don't know. Like, when they got their doors blown off, they got their doors blown off. We talked about it. When ASU basketball is good, we talk about it. When they're bad, we talk about it. Like, we're real. And if we did not sit up here and say the same things that we're saying now 25 minutes before the show, like, you could tell. Like, this is genuine.
Yeah.
I'm not an optimist, especially when it comes to Arizona State athletics. I'm just not. Like, I'm always waiting for the shoe to drop. And we could talk about that with the basketball team in a little bit. But right now, I can't help but be extremely confident about all of this. Kenny Dillingham's the right guy. You could say it a million times. It still hits home. Every single one.
Yeah.
He's the right guy, and the right guy found the other right guys to go along with.
I agree.
And now, in one season, one season, he had one off season where he had to deal with Herm and the ramifications from that, and a bowl ban throughout the next season beyond that. Get your doors blown off, deal with a bunch of injuries, literally the season from hell. And in less than 4 months since that season ended, everything has changed.
No, you're absolutely
everything
right,
has changed.
It's exciting. It really is exciting. I can't wait for spring ball to see everything go here. And look, I know a lot of people saw the Cole Martin news, when it dropped here about a half hour ago. If you are in our diehard Discord, which you got to obviously pay to be a diehard, but there are really, really cool perks that come with it. We're talking merch. We're talking discounts on events, and it's for the entire year. You're getting exclusive content. You're a part of our diehard Discord, which, again, a lot of you found out about Cole Martin half hour ago. If you're on a diehard Discord like Sharon knew the news was coming at 7:34 last night. All right, told her point blank that's what's happening. And the diehard Discord is quite literally a place unlike any other. It's kind of like our chat. You got a community of Arizona State fans. And if it's not just Arizona State you're a fan of, maybe you're a fan of the Coyotes, Diamondbacks, Suns, Cardinals. We have literally chats with people that are constantly going. So highly encourage you to check it out. Just ask Sharon how she feels about the Die Hard Discord and how it compares against some of the other communities, and then Twitter as well. But highly encourage you guys, head over to gophnx.com today to become a diehard. And part of the best parts, I guess, part of the best parts of a moment like this, where you go out and you get a 4-star kid who is local, and you could start to feel the trend. You can start to see things shape and move. For me, is you can start to see next season the expectations will shift.
Oh,
right?
100%.
The expectation next year is, okay, now you're getting 2 or 3 of these guys in the portal. You're getting 4 or 5 of these guys in the portal the year after that, right? Yeah. And then you could start to go bet on it. Then you can go start to bet on Arizona State to maybe be favored in some of these games over in the BetMGM Sportsbook app. But maybe you don't want to bet on college sports. Maybe you want to bet on the NFL or the NBA or the NHL. They have it all over at BetMGM, and they've still got a phenomenal offer for you guys. If you haven't signed up, seriously, take a couple minutes, check it out. Okay, super easy. Download the BetMGM Sportsbook app on iOS or Android, or visit BetMGM.com. Sign up and deposit at least $10 into your BetMGM Sportsbook account. Place your first wager and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if that bet loses. And if the bet does lose, your bonus bets will be available once your initial wager is settled. Look, my favorite thing about the weekend is the fact of the matter is I got a certain amount of money in my BetMGM account, cook up some nice cheeky parlays. If they hit, take out a chunk of money and leave what I started with in there. It's almost like a secondary source of income, to be honest with you. That's the way you got to look at it. Or have a little bit of fun with it over at BetMGM, guys. Sign up for BetMGM and use that bonus code PHNX. Place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through BetMGM Sportsbook mobile app of at least $10. And if that bet loses, your bonus bets will be available once your initial wager is settled. Check out the show notes for full details. And now listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., New York, or Ontario.
Get stuffed.
There it is. Get stuffed, Ontario.
Stuffed. And listen, if you don't want to just do it on the app, right, and you want to go and you want to get that real experience of like going to a sports book, watching the game at a sports book, putting down a bet at the sports book, you can do that with the BetMGM Sportsbook at Wild Horse Pass at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. And you know what? Nobody does it better than them. I can be honest with you. There's not a single other place in the state that can even come close to sniffing what Gila River Resorts and Casinos does. An unprecedented level of entertainment and excitement. You're not going to find it anywhere else. It's authentic. It's immersive. There's a state-of-the-art gaming floor with 800 slot machines, blackjack tables, live table games, Arizona's largest casino sportsbook, which I already mentioned. And you don't have to just go for gambling. You can go to watch the game. You can go for a staycation. They've got hotels as well. They've got great dining. They got rooftop. They've got poolside. They've got nice dine-in restaurants or just a casual bite to eat. They really have you covered for everything if you just want to have some fun. So have some fun over at Gila River Resorts and Casinos, and you can get their new featured dining experience at the all-new Santan Mountain location. I really want to be checking that out. I hope that we can maybe have an event there sometime soon, maybe pull some strings and figure that out. But you go ahead and head on over to Gila River Resorts and Casinos and let them show you what next level's all about. You do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Visit playatgila.com for more details and stay on the lookout as we have some more watch parties at there as well. Those are always so much fun. It's so much fun. You can go gamble and then you come watch the game with all of us, talk some shit, and then go gamble again.
It's a good time.
It's a perfect night out. So just stay tuned for that. It's going to be a good time, and go check them out, even if there's not a watch party.
It is a lot of fun. Quentin bringing up some really good points along with Short Bus in the chat, guys. Definitely think that the whole NIL thing and the athletic director comment is going to change the way that that is really the next thing for Arizona State. If you want to continue this, you need to see a commitment from the athletic department and really from Michael Crow to go out there and invest in what Kenny Dillingham and this program are doing. right? If you want to continue this, if you want to go out and be competitive and potentially win the Big 12 in a couple of years, right? You have to go out, you have to invest. And from a fan's perspective to NIL, right? Like, you're going to start to see the benefits of donating to the Sun Angel Collective by getting players like this, right? Because yes, it's fine and dandy. These kids want to come home, but in the age of NIL, you can't be naive to the fact that yes, a kid can want to come home, but a kid is also going to want to make a little bit of money. And if you're going out there and you're getting a 4-star defensive back who was playing at Oregon, I'm sure there was, some sort of NIL deal involved in something, at least in the future, in the works with small businesses here in the Valley. Like, I'm sure that is something, that's just the truth of the situation.
So you're saying Bobby was right?
No, I'm not saying Bobby was right.
Yesterday when we reacted to Bobby Hurley talking about how important and their number one focus for ASU basketball was NIL and not renovating their arena. I think you just made a case against your argument yesterday. So
I think football and basketball are apples and oranges, and I think they're completely different.
I'm just giving you shit, man. I'm just giving you shit.
Look, there was a lot of people that disagreed with me, but it's okay. Yeah. It doesn't matter, because one thing that we can all agree on is that Arizona State's win over Utah last night was incredible.
Can we get the win music again?
Are you kidding me?
Can I get the win music again?
82-70, the Sun Devils took care of business at DFA. Frankie Collins, Jose Perez, Adam Miller, Jemiah Neal,
Fire me up,
all contributed to Bobby Hurley's 150th win. Are you kidding me?
Fire me up, Totri.
Dude, I'm pumped.
I cannot believe this game happened.
I was watching that game, and look, we'll get into the numbers. We'll get into all that fun stuff. For me, you want to know what the biggest difference was last night?
Please tell me.
It looked like they knew how to play basketball last night.
They looked like a completely functional team.
They looked like a team, period.
Facts. They controlled the game.
They took what Utah was giving them. Initially in that game, you saw Utah allowing Arizona State to take the three-point shot because Arizona State hadn't done well. They hadn't shot particularly good from the three-point line pretty much this entire season.
Do you know, I have the box score in front of me. Can you guess their shooting splits from the field, from three, and then from the free throw line?
From the field, I'm going to say 40%.
Okay.
From 3-point, let's say 35%. Okay. And free throw?
Yeah.
Let's go 80.
Okay. Field goal, 30 for 60. 50%.
Wow.
From three, 12 of 28. 42.9%. That's right. We're getting the numbers. And then from free throw, 62.5%.
Wow, of course the free throw numbers.
They could have won this game if they shot 90% from the line. They could have won this game by 15 points.
That's incredible.
Like, look at these numbers, man. 13 turnovers to Utah's 15, which is a lot of turnovers for both teams, if we're being honest here. It's just, it's a breath of fresh air for them to get a win that wasn't like this crazy comeback miracle. Who thought that could have happened? Like, it is just so nice to see thorough domination in a by the numbers presented by Desert Financial.
Yeah, for everybody on audio, I'll go ahead and read these for you. But yeah, this is by the numbers presented by Desert Financial Credit Union, Arizona's #1 credit union, named by Forbes. Of course, the only number that matters is that final score, 82-70 over Utah. Erik brought it up, the shooting percentage for Arizona State. Pretty much the best it's been all season, shooting 50% to Utah's 41%, which is nothing to be ashamed of, I guess, if you're Utah as well.
41% is really good.
It's pretty good. But Arizona State shooting from three-point land, 42.9% to Utah's 31%. Free throw numbers, Erik kind of brought it up, 10 of 16 for ASU, and then Utah on the other side, 7 of 12. Turnovers, 15 for the Utes, 13 for Arizona State. Erik, which of those numbers stands out most to you?
It's the three-point shooting. Yeah. Field goal percentage is great. 50% from the field is absolutely insane. Their average right now for the season from three is 30.8%.
Yeah.
That is 12, almost 13% higher from beyond the arc. And you know what? There was some deep balls in that too. That was not just a toe almost on the line like LeBron. Like there was some, they were pulling up with confidence, man. Frank, like it was just, I can't get over it. Like, I know it's at the end of the day, it's just a win over Utah early in Pac-12.
Hey, Utah was 11-2.
Yeah, they are a good team. It's not like they went and they upset like a top 10 team in the nation, but just a solid front to back win. Oh
no, that's huge.
It's just
you
so
bring
nice.
Up the front to back, right? Being able to start fast was always big for ASU. And we've seen ASU, specifically the last 2 games against Cal and Stanford in those close nail-biting wins, right? They've been able to finish strong. But when you're able to start strong and then finish the game 7 of 9 from the field, you make it really, really hard for teams to come back. You make it really, really hard for teams to even have a chance in this game. And Utah, to their credit, throughout the majority of the game, it felt like ASU was trying to pull away, and every time that they were one big shot away, Utah would inch closer, right? Yeah. Utah wasn't completely out of this game until late in that second half, and ASU kind of went on a run. Jose Perez, Frankie Collins did exactly, what I think everybody thought his total potential could be was last night. 19 points, 7 boards, 6 assists. Frankie Collins getting bottle service hands down for this one because he stuffed the stat sheet, and he did it on a night where he had the flu, where he had flu-like symptoms. This is Frankie's flu game. Like I said, 19 points, 7 boards, 6 assists, 1 block, 3 steals. He did it all for Arizona State, and I cannot emphasize enough how important Frankie Collins is to this ship that is Sun Devil basketball.
Hell, we can call it a car like yesterday, the engine or the wheels or whatever. Frankie Collins, the whole damn frame, man. Like, there is no car without Frankie Collins. Yeah.
He's driving the bus.
This team goes as far as he goes. And if he's going to be able to replicate performances like this while also being hell on the defensive end, this team's going to be a lot better than we thought. Yeah. Now, of course, there's always the other shoe dropping with ASU basketball.
Night in, night out, you need to see this.
Right. There's the consistency part of it, but you still do have to celebrate when they hit those high notes. And we got Hal in the chat who's like, "Oh, how could you talk about ASU basketball?"
Is that how Hal talks?
That's how I read it in my head, right? And he's talking about, "Oh, enjoy this win, haha." You lost to Stanford, bro. Okay, we look at the Pac-12 standings. You're behind us. Like, it is what it is. You want to talk all the shit you want.
It is what it is.
You lost to Stanford, okay? So
by 18 points.
The fact that we beat Utah, who was 11-2, is a big deal.
We got to go take care of business, though, on Saturday.
Like, congrats, you beat Colorado. I'm picturing ASU basketball program.
What kind of car would ASU basketball be? That's a question. What kind of car would it be?
Can I be honest with you? It's probably like an early Tesla because it can be like really
early
cool.
Tesla.
It could be like, it could be cool and it could be fast. It could hit all these things, and all of a sudden, like the next day, it's like breaking down, and it's like, what the hell happened to it?
What do you think, Danielle?
I was thinking like kind of like a mid 2000s Toyota. Like, it's not pretty, but like, man, it gets the job done.
But it does. Like, but they don't always get the job done. That's the thing. Is they don't always get the job done.
Cars are so reliable.
Like, I can't pick a reliable
it's
car.
Not, but you know what you're gonna get out of ASU every year. Like,
I'm sure
you're gonna get this kind of season every single year, and like that's kind of what
this isn't a car to me. This is I know I kind of prefaced it with, what car do you think this is? For me, this is ASU basketball is a golf cart. Through and through, because it gets you to where you're from. It can't take you long distances. We haven't seen Arizona State go too far too often, right? But every now and then you're rolling around. Sometimes maybe you're a little buzzed. Your buddy's, got a golf cart or something, and you hop in that bitch, dude. It's insane. Are you kidding me? Everybody loves a good golf cart every now and then. Especially on the course.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never been in a golf cart.
You've never been in a golf cart?
I don't golf. I don't golf.
This is blowing my mind.
You never been in a golf cart? Who are you?
I'm Erik. It's never come up. If I don't golf, when else would I get in a golf cart?
You never been in like a little community where like people have golf carts?
No.
Dog. That's
we gotta get a PHNX golf cart.
That's crazy. You haven't.
I didn't realize it's this big.
What about a jet ski? You been on a jet ski?
No.
Do you go outside?
No.
Wow.
No, I mean, I've been on boats.
Boat?
I've been on boats.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been on boats.
Planes,
I've been on a plane, train, automobiles, boats.
Okay.
I've not been on a motorcycle. Yeah, I don't know. I never really thought it was that big of a deal.
No, it's a big deal.
I could not,
because then you don't really get
it
the
sounds
analogy.
nice. It sounds nice. I mean, I can imagine it. Like, it sounds nice.
So Arizona State's a golf cart to me.
Maybe I'm glad I wasn't in a golf cart of Arizona State.
It's got the potential to like have like, I don't know, Maybe you pimp it out with some rims when they start playing real good.
Sharon's got it. A party golf cart that breaks down from time to time, but it's got alcohol and it's a lot of fun when it's moving.
Sharon nailed it.
You
nailed it, Sharon. That's exactly what Arizona State basketball is. I'll say it one more time for everybody that didn't hear. It's a party golf cart that breaks down from time to time, but it's got alcohol and it's a lot of fun.
I gotta find a golf cart.
It's moving. Yeah, you do. You've been
I'm
at the
getting
Old Town
major
Scottsdale.
FOMO. I'm
getting
getting
the Old
major.
Town Scottsdale. You haven't been in any of those golf carts?
No.
Dude, you need to get your shit together.
I'm not like the biggest like I like partying with like my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like going out.
I don't like going out either.
It's to me, I'm like, I'm spending a lot more money than I need to. I don't know half of you. Like I'm,
but how do you got to meet new people? No, you don't want to meet new people.
I mean, like I'm not opposed to it, but like I like
sounds
again,
like you're opposed to it.
I like meeting. Look, if somebody said, "Hey, man, like we're going out," and like I had time and the energy, like I would do it. But like I don't think
you would. I think if
guy.
I invited you out and said, "Hey, let's go to Old Town Scottsdale. Got a couple people from work. We're just gonna go drink for a little bit, have a good time."
Yeah.
I invite you at 9:00 at night.
Okay.
Are you coming?
Depends on the day. Is it like a Tuesday?
No, okay.
I don't know. You come in here on like some Wednesday morning.
Dude.
Like your
dude, calm down. No, do not start with me on this. Okay, trying to throw me under the bus.
I'm not throwing you under any bus.
You are throwing me. You're throwing me under the golf cart right here.
I'm throwing you under a golf cart. Yeah.
Like, man, I don't drink on Tuesdays or Mondays. Like, a lot. Okay.
Yeah, I was waiting for that disclaimer. I was waiting for that disclaimer.
Hey, man, I don't know what to tell you.
Listen, I'm not opposed to it. I got a lot going on, man. I got a lot going on. And also I do enjoy just like kickbacks. Like I like being at like a house.
I do too.
Like it's just more my scene. Like I've gone out to bars and stuff like that. Like it's
Eric's
cool.
too cool to go out.
Oh no, it's the exact opposite. It's the exact opposite. I'm not too cool to go out. I'm not cool enough. Like it's the exact opposite.
Speedo at home and doesn't go out.
Yeah. This is my ideal night, okay?
Oh, God.
Dim lights, Speedo on, OG's bag empty right next to me, watching some NBA highlights. You know, that's the ideal night.
Okay.
Nah, I see, now I feel like I'm on the spot. Now I feel like I gotta defend myself.
You don't
like,
gotta defend yourself. You don't gotta defend
I'm
yourself.
Cool.
It's okay.
I'm a cool guy, but I'm not cool. Does that make sense?
You're cooler than cool. You're ice cold, baby.
I don't know about that.
Look, let's talk a little bit more about ASU basketball.
That's a good idea.
It wasn't just Frankie Collins' flu game, okay? It was Jose Perez's best game of the season. 26 points, 4 of 5 from behind the arc, 9 of 16 from the field, and 4 of 8 from the charity stripe. Also tallied 4 boards, 3 assists, 1 block, and 1 steal.
4 of 5 from 3, but 4 of 8 from the line.
It's crazy.
Absolutely hilarious.
Crazy.
Absolutely hilarious line.
Doesn't make a lot of sense at all. Adam Miller also contributing 13 points, 3 of 5 from 3. He had 4 boards. Like
they were shooting
out of their mind. They were shooting out of their mind, and this is Arizona State when they are at their best. When Adam Miller, Frankie Collins, and Jose Perez are all getting touches, and they are all finding ways to impact the game. And they did it in a way we haven't seen this season, right? Frankie Collins, yes, he had 19 points. Frankie Collins wasn't option number 1 for Arizona State last night. Frankie Collins was option number 3, right? Adam Miller was option 2, and Jose was clearly option number 1. He took those one-on-ones. He took those ISO opportunities, and he made Utah pay, specifically from 3, right? That was definitely a point of emphasis for Arizona State, is if you want to win the game, right? Not only last night, but probably moving forward, at least for a few more games, as long as teams choose to disrespect Arizona State from behind the arc, Arizona State is going to have to capitalize and make those shots. That's what you saw from Jose Perez, and it wasn't just the 4 of 5 from 3, but that allowed him to get hot from the field, and he kind of took over from that point. And then when you saw them playing tighter defense on Jose, he was able to kick it out, pass it to Ace, and Ace did what he was able to do. And then when there wasn't an option, Frankie took care of business. They had a 3-headed monster last night, and each and every one left full because they all ate.
That's a good analogy. I mean, they played with confidence. That to me, what you could really see when they were pulling up from behind the arc, like they took every single shot thinking it was going to go in. I can't say that for a lot of this season. it does not seem like they were playing with confidence. And part of that goes back to the very first thing that we even said about this, is that they looked like a basketball team. They looked like they knew what they were doing. And when you know what you're doing and you're confident in your game plan, you're going to play a lot better. I want to give some underrated shout outs, one good, one bad. We'll start with the bad. Alonzo, I need you to stop shooting threes.
Just stop shooting.
1 of 6 from beyond the arc.
Just please stop shooting.
They shot 42.9% from beyond the arc. Alonzo Gaffney was 1 for 6. I need you to reel it in a little bit, bud. Especially when Miller, Perez, and Collins are going off like that. Yeah. And Sean Phillips, 9 points, 7 boards off the bench. That's really good.
That.
Two offensive boards. Him and Frankie led the team in rebounds, both with 7. If you can get some good production like that off the bench from your big and get almost a double-double in a limited amount of time, only 15 minutes to put up 9 and 7 and an assist along with that, I like that. I need that on a nightly basis from you. I need this on a nightly basis from a lot of them. And maybe not every night Jose Perez will score 26. Maybe Frankie will get 26. Maybe Miller will get 26. Maybe Alonzo Gaffney will have the Stanford game again. I don't know. But I need them to be a little bit more consistent, and I need them to focus on their strengths and just get better from the free throw line. It's kind of ridiculous. College basketball in general, it pains me to watch them shoot free throws.
Yeah, I know.
It's just tough.
Ask Danielle. I've been talking about this every single game.
It's really tough.
It is what it is. But look, at this point for Arizona State, you have a game against Colorado on Saturday. You saw what Arizona did to Colorado. If you are an Arizona State Sun Devil fan, I am right back to even right now. And I'm like, okay, Saturday's your prove it game.
Oh, absolutely.
Because the Stanford Cal games, for me, you were able to take care of business down the stretch and beat 2 bad teams.
Correct.
Utah was a good team. You took care of business at home, beat them by double digits. You got scoring all over the place. The defense did what it did. And now you have an opportunity to go against the Colorado team coming off a loss, but they are still a very good team. I fully expect Colorado to be an NCAA tournament team. If Arizona State wants to inch back and sniff that conversation, then they have to take care of business against Colorado on Saturday. And if they do,
I mean, dude, if they do, they're really setting themselves up to do a tournament run, man. Because at that point, if they beat Colorado, you're 10-5. You're undefeated in the Pac-12. You've beat 2 really good teams in a row. Hell, you are cementing yourself almost at that point as a team that people need to look at not as a faker, but as a good basketball team.
No, these would be resume wins.
Absolutely. I mean, 10-5, undefeated in the Pac-12 with 2 wins over 2 of the top teams in the Pac-12. That's a big deal. I know that we've shit on ASU basketball a lot, and they've deserved it a lot. And you know what? They might turn around and they might go back to their ways. It wouldn't surprise me if that happened, but I would love to see some consistency, to see them knock off 2 good teams in a row.
Brings it up in the chat. I know Frankie is the man, but the addition of Adam Miller's ball handling and scoring capabilities simply cannot be understated. His performance will be key to wins. Yeah, he's just a different type of player. He's a different type of athlete. And again, Adam Miller, it really, really sucks for Arizona State that he didn't get to play until game 10 of the season, right? But I think he's starting to find his role with this team. He's starting to get some chemistry out there on the court when it comes game time. And I think that is, again, you can't understate just how important and how invaluable those experiences and these game moments are for a team that is mostly made up of transfers.
Let's get a little crazy here. Okay?
Oh, God.
So
we're getting crazy.
Let's just say hypothetically they can replicate a similar performance to last night.
Yeah.
Against Colorado.
And they win.
And they beat Colorado.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you've got Washington, one of the worst teams in the Pac right now, 0-3 in Pac-12 play.
Arizona State will probably
overall.
lose that game.
Right. I mean, again, they beat the good teams, they lose to the bad teams, but let's just play a crazy hypothetical game here, okay?
Let's play.
Because they did take care of business against Stanford and Cal.
Yeah,
and those are 2 worst teams,
right?
Right? So they beat Utah, they beat Colorado. You're now 4-0.
Mm-hmm.
Then you beat Washington, you're 5-0.
Mm-hmm.
UCLA is also on the bottom end of that. They're 6-8, 1-2 in conference play. That's a winnable game. Then you got USC, 1-2 in conference play, 7-7 overall. That's a winnable game. Then you have Oregon. That's the next team that's a good team. They're undefeated right now. They're the only other team who's undefeated in the Pac-12. They're 11-3 overall. If they beat Colorado, there is a chance that they're undefeated in Pac-12 play by the time they get to Oregon. There's a chance. Would I put my money on it? No, absolutely not. But there's a path.
So we're talking about Arizona State going on a 7-game win streak.
If they can beat Colorado, then they take on 3 teams that you can easily say are worse than them. And you know what? Maybe that's the curse for ASU, that they're going to lose to the teams that are worse than them.
I don't know if you can say USC is worse than them. USC has really talented players. They've played worse.
Yeah, I guess we're going to have to see based off of what USC does in the next couple games. Because by the time that they play USC, there's going to be 3 more games under their belt. And if USC can string together 3 wins, then you're not looking at it as easy of a path. But it's, like, again, talent doesn't always equal wins. Like, you see it with Arizona State year over year over year over year. Talent doesn't always equal wins. And all I'm saying is Utah-Colorado is a really tough 2-game stretch. If you do drop one to Colorado, you do have the chance to bounce back with 2 relatively easy games in Washington and UCLA. USC, if you want to argue they're harder, that's fine. I still would not put them in the top part of the Pac-12. I would say them and ASU are probably pretty similar right now. And then Oregon, you got Oregon State. Then you got Stanford again. Like, USC, like I see myself getting a little bit ahead of myself, but I can see the path.
I like it because you did get ahead of yourself. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Bobby board. And we got a new Bobby face. And Daniel, you preface this one with, this is a Bobby face that is going to live on forever.
Yeah, I need appreciation from both of you guys, but not only that, maybe the chat. If you look really close, this is an incredibly high-res photo, and I had to blow it all the way up, and I'm never going to get that out of my brain.
My goodness.
That's just not, it's going to
Bobby's
live on.
Face is,
it's going to live on in my consciousness for the rest of my life.
He makes such
the
good
things
faces.
the things I do for you, Totri.
Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate you. Now, Bobby's face, for everybody listening on audio, is quite literally as red as the Utah logo in this. So this is the point where you should definitely head over to the YouTube and check it out. But yeah, kind of going back and recapping what Erik was talking about just in terms of what you could see from Arizona State. We are on a new row of the Bobby board. Finished that second row with 3 dubs over SMU, Stanford, and Cal. Now you're in the thick of conference play. You got the first win over Utah. You got Colorado, Washington, UCLA, USC, and Oregon for the remainder of this row. I think tomorrow night's game is going to be a massive opportunity. And it really is going to be a moment for Bobby Hurley and this team to put up or shut up. And I'm excited to see what they're capable of. We didn't have a post-game show for last night's game, but we will have a post-game show for that Colorado game. So definitely stay locked in for that one. We are going to get to our final segment here in just a second. But first, I want to tell you guys about our friends over at Circle K. I tell you, I stop there at least twice a day. And it really is the truth. I stopped there this morning, got myself a little Core Power protein shake, and I'm going to stop on my way home to get an energy drink to carry me through the rest of the day. They really do have everything you need over at Circle K. And it's not just what you can get, it's how they can help you guys save money on gas. And they're doing it every single day with their new free membership program called Inner Circle. Save 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups. And then every day after that, you guys can save 3 cents per gallon. But it's not just that money. They're also going to be giving you guys some free stuff. Get every 6th free on a selection of Circle K products. We're talking pizza, coffee, ice cold fountain drinks, not to mention the great deals that they do have inside on energy drinks, on protein shakes, on chocolate milk, on snacks. They have it all over at Circle K. That's why I stopped there twice a day, and that's not even on days that I go up and fill up on gas. So check it out for yourself. Join Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details.
I imagine you probably get like 2,000 milligrams of caffeine from Circle K.
I get a lot of caffeine in my days.
It does kind of seem like it.
Minimum is usually we're hovering around 300.
How's your sleep schedule?
It's all over the place. It is all over the place.
I wonder why.
Man,
some heavy air after that.
Don't come at me, Mr. No Golf Cart Man.
Hey, it's okay. That's the shot that we're gonna take. That's fine. If I can be no golf cart man and
no
Speedo man, I'll take that, man.
No, your Speedo. That. Yeah, never mind.
All right, listen. I don't know how to transition from Speedo to this, but I do have to tell you about Empire today because
you know what's this fly is wearing a Speedo?
Some new flooring.
And
I mean, look, we had Studio A, which we get to go in every once in a while. The Big Boy Studio. They got some new Big Boy flooring over there, and let me tell you, it's real nice. It's real nice. They came in, they were nice, they were efficient. All the workers were very friendly, talking it up, all of that. And they also put together an incredible product that makes our studio kind of come together. But you know what? If you don't have, I don't know, a big studio to get new flooring in, why not get some new flooring in your home? And you want to know what it looks like before you get it? Well, guess what? They've got a virtual way that you can check out all of that as well. They have convenient shop at home service. They help customers shop for floors the way that they use their floors so they can see exactly what their new floors will look like. They also know that shopping with a big box store can be frustrating. You know, you're not going to get that personal element with things. You're not going to feel taken care of. You're not going to feel like, hey, I need to know specifically how this will help me and how it can play into my situation. Empire Today, they handle that. And of course, they have their copycats, but nobody's been around doing it like Empire Today has. And guess what? Not only have they been doing it for so long and have incredible customer service and have incredible offers and ways for you to figure out exactly what's right for you, because there's nothing worse than picking something that's like a huge commitment as far as flooring goes, seeing it in your house and go, ugh. Empire Today's got you covered with that. Plus, if you want to save some money, you can use code PHNX to get $350 off new floors. Go to empiretoday.com/PHNX for details. Go ahead and schedule your free FREE in-home estimate.
Do it. Also, do us a favor. Hit that like button.
Please.
Please help us.
It's been a positive show. Can we get some positivity,
Dude,
Chad?
I've been so excited because, you know, for some of these shows, we don't get the luxury of talking about things that are awesome.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
for example, was an incredibly negative show.
But today, we got
It's
a lot
different.
of beautiful, beautiful things to talk about. And it's Friday. It's our favorite day because we get to do our favorite segment, Hot or Not.
Let's go.
So, Danielle, who has been hot and who has been not this week at PHNX?
Derek
Has been not hot or hot?
unequivocally has been not hot.
Unequivocally.
Unequivocally. You were in the room the other day when he was openly questioning my baseball skills.
Oh, yes, I was.
And I will not stand for that.
I love how Hot or Not has just become personal for Danielle.
It's very personal. I put a lot of thought into this.
I love it. Who has been hot this week?
I'm gonna say Owen.
Oh,
Mr.
okay.
Owen Evans. I'm usually I usually come to the defense of Max because I feel like he takes a lot of heat in this office. But he swayed me with his argument especially his closing argument
in the trial
of the
of
ad man.
Yeah.
It was very impressive, and I think he swayed me. I think I am on Team Owen for this.
Mad respect.
So shout out Owen.
Mad respect. Without further ado,
One day it's going to be us, Totri.
Oh, I was hot last week.
Yeah, Totri was hot
shoot.
on Sunday.
One day it's going to be me.
Yeah,
then,
on
I
New Year's
guess.
Eve. Haha.
All right,
trying?
first one.
Get it together, man.
First one. It's the new year.
It is.
How do we feel about New Year's resolutions?
Mm.
Hot or not?
I'll let you go first.
Not
hot. You don't like improving yourself.
You
You don't like being a better version of yourself.
Can I be honest with you? Usually the people who are bettering themselves are not the ones who are making the New Year's resolutions.
Well,
That's fair.
We're not talking about making New Year's resolutions and then going all over social media and like.
no, but like that's but
We're
like
talking about setting goals for yourself.
No, but there's a difference between setting a New Year's resolution and a goal for yourself.
Okay, tell me the difference,
Okay,
Captain.
A New Year's resolution is it's December 31st,
Yeah.
and you are panicking about your life, and you're like, I need to make massive changes, and you say,
why are you panicking?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you're like, I need to make massive changes about my life. I really don't like what's going on, and so I'm gonna use this new calendar as that's gonna be what changes it. Where I've set New Year's resolutions, and it's hard. Like I don't stick to my New Year's resolutions as much as I do if it's like September.
But that's
and I'm
on
like,
you.
No, but if it's like September and I'm like, hey, like I need to do this, I need to stick to this. Like I think that's more likely. And also, New Year's resolutions they're annoying. Like I don't want to see you post about it. I don't want to hear about it. I just don't. Like I don't. I'm sorry, I don't, because that to me, like that stuff is personal, you know. And then maybe after like 6 months, if you're like, hey, 6 months ago, I set a resolution for myself to go to the gym every day, and I've been going to the gym every single day, and I'm so proud of myself. I want to see that, but I don't want to see your promise. I want to see your action. Not hot.
Okay, well then can I say something then?
Please.
I set a New Year's resolution last year
Do
of
it.
losing 15 pounds.
I saw
lost
that.
35.
That was
That's
awesome.
incredible.
That's
That's incredible.
Which is wild. I didn't realize I had 35 pounds to lose, but here we are.
Like that.
See,
like,
so what's the issue with that?
Because
I'm sorry I tried to better myself, Erik.
It's a small portion of all New Year's resolutions.
No, but you're getting into the numbers of it. We're just talking about the idea of it. The idea of a New Year's resolution
there's an idea
is fine.
that there's the
Set a goal for
actuality of
yourself and go out there and accomplish
it. A majority of New Year's resolutions are not kept. I'm proud of you.
No,
for
you're
keeping
right.
yours.
You are right.
So I'm saying I'm off of statistics alone. I'm going not hot.
The statistics that he does not have in front of him.
Hey, this is just like yesterday where I just made up a stat completely. Like
Yeah,
I'm
there we
making
go.
up another stat and I'm sticking by it like it's true.
Look.
Okay, here's the thing. Standing by and acting on your New Year's resolutions, that's hot. Simply the overarching fact of New Year's resolutions and the umbrella that it brings and the amount of people who just don't act on it, that's not hot. Like there's a difference in how you phrase it.
He hates self-improvement.
You know what? Yeah, I hate self-improvement. I hate going out. I hate golf carts. I get why Donald doesn't like me now. I get it. Like I get it. No, I'm playing Donald. You're not here, but I'm playing.
Oh my goodness. No, look, I think New Year's resolutions are hot, right? I agree with your sentiment that if you're setting a goal for yourself or a New Year's resolution, you don't necessarily need to go out and post it on social media. But if you want to, I guess that's your prerogative. I think it's more incentive to maybe keep up with it. I think setting goals throughout the year is hot. I think when it comes to New Year's resolutions, my one thing that I do hate or that I really dislike is the first 3 weeks of January
In
the gym when all of you guys that don't go to the gym normally and you spend the first 15 to 20 days at the gym just walking around on your phone, crowding the gym. If you're there to work out, beautiful. If you're there to just take a selfie and walk around, you can go on a walk outside. That's my least favorite. Like, don't take the gym away from me, man. That's all I got these days, okay? I don't need you to crowd that place. Unless you are actually going to commit to it past the first 3 weeks of January, then by all means, it's all good.
See, you're making my argument for me, okay? There's
How?
Bettering yourself, hot.
Yes. Saying you're going to better yourself, also hot.
Making a goal,
Yes.
hot.
Yes.
Okay. Those things are separate from New Year's resolutions. New Year's resolutions are in it's a whole different category.
What's a New Year's resolution?
A New Year's resolution is usually bullshit because it's
no.
It's just like what you said.
By definition, what's a New Year's resolution?
Yes, it's setting a goal for yourself, but there's a difference between setting a goal for yourself because you want to get better and setting a goal for yourself because you feel like you have to. And the people who are there for the first 3 weeks and then they fucking leave are the ones who are just setting it to set it. It's a pattern. People complain about it. I'm sorry, my back's against the wall. I gotta argue this.
Against the
I'm
wall.
not gonna sleep
Talking
tonight.
about New Year's resolutions on January 5th. Calm down, man.
Look, all I'm saying is I think everybody would agree with all the negatives that come with New Year's resolutions, the amount of people who don't stick with it, and I think that is the overwhelming majority of it. And then there are some people who take it seriously, like Danielle, who stick by what they want to do and are consistent and follow through with it, and that in itself is hot. But overall, there's too much of that other stuff for me to consider at all. Okay, I'm sorry. This is
No,
too,
you're
this
good.
Is too,
What's
this is too
topic
much.
number
This is
two?
too much.
Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines a New Year's resolution
What do they
as
know?
a promise to do something differently in the new year.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
So
All right.
Promises are broken.
Erik has issues with that.
I have issues with a lot.
Next
what's topic number two?
We don't really have time to get into that statement.
All of Erik's issues.
That's for the diehard
That's
chat.
therapy,
only.
dog.
Next
Audio
topic.
only episode.
We're just gonna unpack
Audio
everything
only.
you gotta talk about.
Join Craig Morgan's dry heat
Did
index
you just hear me
for we
cry?
talk about therapy. We go to a therapist.
Therapy.
Second topic. All-Star games are kind of a hot topic these days with the NHL and NBA. In the Coyotes chat, everybody hates the All-Star game.
Yeah.
So, All-Star games just in general, hot or not?
Not hot at all. Because I think the idea of it, here we go again. The idea of what an all-star game is supposed to be.
This is such a philosophical episode.
The idea of what an all-star game is supposed to be, right? You've got the best players across the sport competing against one another. The idea of that is awesome. Have they found a way to perfect it yet? And will they ever? Probably not. Because there is never going to be enough financial gain and there is never going to be enough incentive from a quote-unquote championship idea to go out there and get these athletes to risk injury playing these sports, specifically contact sports. The NBA is what it is. But the Pro Bowl, for example, or the NHL, those All-Star games, you are never going to go out and, in my mind, get the best of what those sports have to offer because those guys aren't competing at the highest level possible because there's not enough risk versus reward in that game. So I'm going to say All-Star games are not hot, and I don't think it is even close.
Sticking with my theme of what's expected versus what is reality, I'm going to say it's not hot.
There we go.
Because ideally, you're right. All the greatest players for the best sports, for the best athletes in the world, all together at the same time. In theory, that's great. Just like in theory, New Year's resolutions are great. But then in practicality, it's not. It's not hot. But Sharon does say 3-point contests and slam dunk contests are great, though. Dunk contest depends on the year. 3-point contest, I agree.
Okay. We can be easy.
The 3-point contest is definitely the highlight of NBA All-Star Weekend. I will make the argument that the best All-Star game by far and away is MLB.
Well, the home run derby in itself,
home run derby
great.
is phenomenal, and I get where you're coming from, Totri. You're not the biggest baseball guy, but like for me, All-Star Weekend for baseball is incredible. You're watching the best hitters in baseball hit absolute nukes, and it's awesome. I love MLB.
I think the home run derby can be put up there with any of like the
football,
competitions.
Like the Pro Bowl, unwatchable. You take fire and
it's
passion
crazy that people bet on the Pro Bowl
and intensity out of football, and it's a terrible sport.
I feel like
it's
a
really
like
bad sport if
if
you get rid of like the intensity of it, and you can see that in the Pro Bowl. So
yeah.
I'm with you guys.
Pro Bowl's not fun.
Okay, we agreed. That's good.
Nice.
Glad. That's hot.
What's the final topic?
All right, final topic.
Agreement is hot.
Is keeping a pet rat hot or not?
Did you hear this story?
No. But I already know my answer, but you can say the story.
This is first let
Before
me
I heard somebody
I'm gonna cry laughing here in a second, bro. There's look, 2023, man.
Oh God, I have no idea where this is going.
What a year for two-time Tony over here, man.
No.
Like, yeah. So there was a moment in 2023 where you're in a committed relationship, right? That's so awesome for you. I'm so happy for you. I have not been in some time, and in 2023, I dated around, met some people, and one person that I happened to be talking to for literally a couple short weeks owned a pet rat. And
Can I just say I'm so happy that I thought you were about to say that you bought a pet rat.
No.
And I was going to lose my mind. I
am anti-rodent. I am anti-rat. She asked me one time. I went to the house.
Okay.
She showed me the rat.
Okay.
Two-handed, this mofo comes over to me and says, "Touch it, like pet it." I took the largest step back I have ever taken in my entire life. Said no, thank you. Put Mickey Mouse away. I'm A-okay. She yells to her roommate, "We've got another rat hater over here." Excuse me, ma'am. I'm not the weird one here. You're the one that has Disney's top character in your hand that you just keep in a cage at all times. Don't make me crazy here because I don't want to pet Ratatouille, okay? That's not on me. That is on you, okay? So, to the larger question of rats as pets, it is a giant fuck no. It is a hell no up and down the street. If you own a rat, it's nice to meet you. I'm never shaking your hand. I am never coming over to your house. And that includes rat, mice, ferret, all of the above. Anything that kind of resembles a rodent. You can keep that to yourself. I don't want to know about it. And I don't want to come over. And I don't want to be your friend.
Danielle's making a face like she has a rat.
Hi, Totri.
Do you have a rat?
I didn't. But growing up, my mom is a public school teacher. She teaches biology, and she had a rat in her classroom. Her name was Madame Curie.
Okay, that's different.
And she was Leah can attest to this. We were talking about this last night.
About rats?
Yeah, about this specific topic.
I called having a situationship with somebody who owns a rat.
I called my mom last night to talk about
no shot
to talk about Madame Curie, and her words for word for word. Madame Curie was such a dear rat.
What does that mean?
She's
like a deer rat, D-E-E-R?
No, D-E-A-R,
oh, okay.
as in she was a wonderful pet. And I remember Madame Curie very well, and I will not stand for slander on that adorable little rat.
Nah, dude, fuck that rat.
She was a okay. Hold on, we get to debut something here. Anthony Totri, you've been put in the producer's timeout corner. Madame Curie, your mic's muted. So sorry. Madame Curie was delightful, and she was literally just a cat. I loved that, and I was up until 1 a.m. last night looking for a picture of that adorable rat, and I couldn't find one.
Cat.
Thank you for not being. Am I still muted?
You're good now.
Unmuted?
You're good. You're out of
Okay.
timeout.
I'm out of timeout.
All right, my turn to answer.
Dude, be careful.
Nah, dude, there's no fucking way, man. There's no fucking way. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Listen, I think it's different if you're a biology teacher and there's a animal in the classroom. That is different than going over to somebody's house and then pulling out a rat and saying, you want to touch it? Hell no. Hell no. Hell, I can't do it, man. I had a guinea pig for a little bit.
It was a girthy rat,
R.I.P. Hamster. I had a hamster for a little bit. R.I.P. Dusty, man. Like it still freaked me out a little bit to hold him.
Yeah, I'm not big on those things, man.
He was cute. He was a cute little guy, but then like I'd hold him in my hand and I'd be like, I'd get like a little bit of the ick, but you know.
I got a lot of bit.
R.I.P. man.
I got a lot of bit of the ick really fast.
But man, I can't like to me. If you don't have like the biology teacher reasoning.
You pull out
it's
a rat,
red flag.
You pull out a rat, I expect you to also pull out 4 Ninja Turtles.
And some pizza. Then we're talking. Then
we're cool.
You got
then we're cool. Then I'm like, let me hold Donatello and the boys. Right?
And the boys.
But nah, you can't just give me a rat, dude. Like what do you want me to do with this? Like, you want me to hold it and then what? What is step 2?
Give it like a little
after
pets.
this? Am I supposed to put him on my head and head into your kitchen and see what the fuck he conjures up? Like, is that where I'm supposed to go?
That worked out pretty well for Linguini, I'm just saying.
What would be hot is if they
didn't have a rat.
If somebody had like a rat that did their bidding, right? Like the rat's like on their shoulder like a parrot, and it's like go grab it, and the rat
talks.
And it just no. You tell the rat to go do stuff, and the rat will go and do it for you. That would be kind of hard. Like at that point, I'd have to respect it. Like
Erik,
if somebody's walking around with a rat on their shoulder, and I'm like, why do you have a rat on your shoulder? And they're like, watch this, man, I'm thirsty, and the rat goes and like grabs something and brings it back. That rat's chill.
Butler.
That rat's chill. I dap the rat.
That would be pretty
up.
cool.
I say like, you know what? Like I dap the rat up. What is this show, man?
Madame Curie was wonderful, and we're gonna end on that. She was a great pet, and I miss her so much. I loved that little rat.
That was hot or not?
She was great.
That was hot or not.
not.
Guys, look, before we get out of here, I want to tell you about our friends over at Desert Financial Credit Union. They are the official retail banking partner of Arizona State University, and they are not new to this game, guys. They've been doing it for more than 84 years. They've been Arizona's largest, most trusted local credit union, dedicated to creating exceptional experiences by giving back to the community and providing financial solutions that make lives better. And look, it is a great time to be in Arizona State Sun Devil. Basketball is on the up and up. Kenny Dillingham and the football program are taking care of business, not to mention what Greg Powers and the hockey program are doing as well. So now is the time to show your ASU team spirit. Open a free checking account online and get $200 plus your choice of 3 Arizona State University Visa debit cards. Just go to desertfinancial.com/ASU to get started. Guys, that is going to do it for the PHNX Sun Devil Show today. Hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. If you're listening on audio, again, leave a 5-star review. Let us know what you like about this podcast. But we will be back for a post-game show Saturday evening, ASU taking on Colorado. Give us a follow on social at PHNX_Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. You can follow this guy right here at Erik Ruby. That is Erik with a K. And you can follow DJ Danielle at Abrica Danielle on social. 2 things, guys. 2 things. Go Devils and fuck them rats.
We all silly like the mayor.